Hello and good morning. Happy Monday. I took my COVID test correctly yesterday and it was negative. Hooray! I still have, you can hear, it's dry. It's dry up here for sure. I told the doctor I saw on Friday about the dryness, and he put the suggestions in there, a humidifier. I'm like, I ain't getting no humidifier just for this. Yeah, I'll be fine. So I go downstairs, drink a lot of water. That'll help the throat business, or the dry, what is this? A mirror, crooked. That helps the throat here a little bit more clear. Getting some moisture up in the nostrils, drying. My sinuses are so dry and crusty up in there. Shirt. I'm wearing my red shirt. As you can see, I have not cut the collar off yet. Why? Because I'm lazy. I'm not lazy. I'm not that lazy. I've been sick. That's why. Oh, I've got my laundry basket sitting out here as a reminder that I need to do laundry. I put it in the way, kind of, so I can remind me to do laundry. This afternoon, we will try on our Christmas shirt that we purchased from Temu, and we will hope for the best. Let's head on downstairs. So while my computer is starting up, let me go to the bathroom. As I'm sitting here, I think about, what I got to do today. And really all I got to do is work and not really sweat about anything. I am going to ask the roofing guy if he's got an ETA on when the roofing people are going to show up. Because we're running out of, non-snowy days. And, yeah. Come on. If there's damage up there and this snow and stuff cause more damage, I mean, the roof is going to get fixed anyway, but still, they might end up having to do extra stuff. That extra stuff should be on them because they took so long to get here and start work. Like, seriously, you got your stuff sitting out in front of my yard and you expect me to be here and present and secure the stuff? Where am I going to put it? I can't put it in the back. I can't haul it. Do I have a forklift? No. Anyway, keep an eye on it, I guess. That's all I can do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. It's not time for work yet, but I got to get off this pot. Okay, hello. Just refilling my water. Makai is learning about moving out. He's learning about it. I was thinking about stuff that's not taught in school. And one of those things that I think should be taught is budgeting for when you move out. Like, whether it be, there's different, like, if you're gonna get a house, that is completely different budgeting than an apartment. It really is. For example, when you budget for an apartment, you got to be sure that you have enough money like, if you're living with people, you need to be sure that all of you make enough to cover not just the rent, but also utilities and any repairs that might not be included, household items For example, let's say you have an entertainment center and you go to move it and then all of a sudden it crashes into the wall of your apartment. You need to not only replace your entertainment center, but it is a good idea to be able to patch the whole wall yourself. Because if you make a hole in the wall of an apartment complex and report that, they make a note of that, and that's on your whole rental destruction of property kind of thing. Even though it was an accident, that's how it's going to be listed. So a good idea is to learn that stuff. These things that are not taught in school. So the budget towards that, like things you need at home. So like when you're growing up, obviously everything you own is provided to you by your parents or your guardian. So you don't realize how much your initial move, like your very first time you're moving, how much that actually costs. It's a lot. It's not cheap. Because let's say, for example, your parent is like one that goes, you didn't pay for any of this, you can't take it with you. Let's say it's one of those people. Hopefully you don't have one of those parents, but if you do, you're going to end up having to purchase your own bed, purchase your own dresser, your own furniture, your own clothes if you don't already do that, your own, you got a budget for how much you're going to eat, how much food. Speaking of food, yesterday I went to have a bowl of cereal and I poured it all up, poured it in there, everything looked fine, I tasted it. The milk was bad. The milk date was November 28th, which I didn't realize until after looking at it. We don't have any sandwich bread because Russ yesterday also decided to eat toast. I don't have time to make lunch. It's not lunchtime anyway. So I refilled my water. Let's go back to work. So let's talk some more about budgeting for your future expenses, for your apartment. All the things, if you're living with people that you may not end up with, here's what's going to happen. A fight will ensue on who owns what. And that might even happen when you're living together. So let's say you bring in the TV. It will be a community TV. But if you decide to move out and take the TV with you, they're going to have arguments about that because they paid not for the TV, but they paid for the cable or internet, this internet bill and stuff like that, paid for that. But that's a discussion you're going to have with the people you're living with. Okay? So maybe you'll live with somebody and maybe that relationship doesn't work out. Then you're going to have to... Why are my eyes so red? Because they're really dry. You know what I need? Eye drops. Okay, so you're going to have to talk to the people that you live with. You're going to have to figure out how you're splitting everything. All of you may not make the same amount of money. That does not mean that somebody who's making more should pay more. That's not fair. Everything needs to be split equally as far as bills and groceries. Groceries is another thing. Maybe you don't eat as much or you don't eat the same things as everybody else. When you're home, not everybody's going to be home at the same time you are, and vice versa. You're not going to be home at the same time. Maybe you're not going to eat what they make. That does not mean you pay less in groceries. Okay? Maybe in your fridge, you will divide by 4 or 3 or however many people are in your group of people. Okay, and you will buy your own groceries. You will label your own groceries. Maybe you have your own shelf. Label your shelf. That's your food shelf. Or an option would be to get yourself a mini fridge for your room. In your room, you can put on, say you have snacks that you don't want shared with everybody. You put those in your little mini fridge. Or if you buy groceries and you don't care that if anybody else eats them, you're going to have to budget for all of that. All the different stuff. And there will be times when you're all not going to agree. You have a chores list, great, but sometimes people don't stick to that, or schedules don't work out. So you're going to have to compromise. What am I out here for? I don't even know. You know what I want? Let me get my peanuts. Where did I put the peanuts? Did I bring them out here? Did I even bring them downstairs? I don't know. But regardless, so when you buy a house, it's completely different budgeting than it is from an apartment. Because with an apartment complex, if your garbage disposal breaks, you can just call a maintenance person and they'll come fix it. If you have a house, you gotta do it yourself. There are a lot of things that you have to do yourself. Oh, they are out here. In a house that you don't have to do as an apartment complex. But if you're looking at an apartment, co-signing means that usually when it's just you and some other person, if you guys don't have like a good history of like paying things off or a good work history, usually that apartment complex will require a co-signer. That's so the apartment complex makes the co-signer as basically their backup payer. Now, if you've got 4 people living in one apartment complex, I don't know why you would require a co-signer, because you'll have 4 people on the lease, meaning that those 4 individuals are all responsible for the rent, and the apartment complex does not care who pays what amount. Okay, so if person A, B, and C can cover their rent, but person D doesn't have the funds, then A, B, C are going to have to come up with the funds for person D, and person D will have to work it out with A, B, C to figure out how they're going to pay them back. So anyone can co-sign for you. That co-signer will end up being the responsible person if rent cannot be made by person A, B, C, or D. If nobody can make the rent from A, B, C, or D, then co-signer will be responsible. So if you got 4 people, they probably won't require a co-signer. That's definitely something you will have to ask the renters about, the rental agencies. I don't know if you're going through an agency. Some people go through like just a person. Some people go through like a big rental property agency. So they have different rules. Right. I gotta get back, to work. We'll talk about this more later. All right, good afternoon. Time for lunch. I'm making myself a chicken breast. Greek seasoning on the chicken breast and a cup of tea. Some salted caramel black tea. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about moving out and preparations to move out, right? Getting all your stuff together that you need. You don't have to buy things ahead of time. Sometimes you don't know what you need until you actually move out. I am looking for... Right, come here. So if you don't have everything the day you move out, that's okay. Honestly, it's probably better because then there's just less stuff for you to move around. So once you are all four of you, or however many, once you're all moved in together, take an inventory of what you have and what you need. Now you're going to need to differentiate between needs and wants. There are big differences. You may want a, a dish rack or a certain style of dish rack, but maybe you need dishes first. So eventually you can get your dish rack. You can get your whatever you need, but if you don't have dishes for your dish rack, you don't really need that. You know, I was lucky. My siblings were lucky. When we moved out of our house, it gave my mom a reason to get new stuff. So she supplied us with cleaning supplies. Well, she did for me. I don't know if she did this for Matt. I think she did. But she gave us, if we needed dishes and she wanted a new set of dishes, she gave us the old set of dishes. Or if we needed a new vacuum, if we needed a vacuum, she would give us her vacuum so she can go out and get a new vacuum for herself. She did that a lot, but if your parent is not willing or able to do so, then these are expenses that you need to take into account. And this also, is a reminder that if somebody else brings in a big ticket item, like a vacuum or a TV, that is theirs. They are allowing you to use it. It does not belong to you. Okay. So, over there. So it's you, and these may seem like, obvious things that I'm saying. But a lot of the time, these are things that people don't actually think about until it comes to, until it comes to pass, until it comes up in subject or whatever. So it might be beneficial for you and your roommates to make a list when moving in. Make a list of items that are theirs, that they're allowing other people to use. Okay. Bathroom supplies, toilet brush, toilet bowl cleaners, all that jazz. So you might be making a chores list. That's great for chores. Who's making a grocery list? I got hair in my mouth. My mom asked me how much hair I get in my food when I'm making dinner. So I'm like, I don't know. I probably have to ask Russ. None, I guess. I don't think I've had hair in our food. I don't know. My dad always complained when my mom had longer hair, her hair would get in the food. So he complained about that, so she cut her hair off again, and then he complained that her hair was short. So it's either have the long hair and have some hair in your food, or have short hair and no hair in your food. You can't have both. Anyway, talking about moving out. These are just my personal experience of moving out with a friend. And moving out in general. I've moved a lot. You know, I moved 3 times in 2 years. Within 2 years, I moved 3 times. Once. That was not, I don't like moving. It sucks. Anyway, oh, it's good chicken. Chicken is good. I cannot moonwalk. Wasn't even trying. What else can I tell you about moving out? You know, if you're a teenager, if you are 18 or above, and you're moving out for the first time, and you have questions, put your questions down in the bottom, in the comments, and I will answer you. I will answer your questions. Or if you have questions, it's not your first time moving out. Maybe you just have questions, life questions. Honestly, I've lived a good life. It's not full. I'm only 41. I had to think for a second. But, you know, I'm not a spring chicken. So I have advice. I have things to say. Like, that is hot. All right, I'm going to go enjoy my lunch. Ask me questions. I'll talk to you later. Good evening. Welcome to my kitchen. Uh-oh. Hold on. It's all good. Steak and potatoes tonight. Steak and potatoes. I already cooked it. This is Russ's burnt steak. It's well done, but whatever. And then I squished his potatoes. It's a couple of microwave potatoes. So you see here how your microwave has a potato button. You push it for however many potatoes you have. We had 3 potatoes. So I put the 3. I washed the potatoes off first. Then I poked holes in it with the fork. Then I put it on the plate. Put it on 3 potatoes on the plate in the microwave for 3 potatoes. I let them go, flipped them over after the beeper went off, poked some more holes on those sides, put it in for 2 potatoes. And then when they come out, they're soft and hot and baked. And I cooked his looks fried, right? It should look fried and also burnt because he likes his well done. Because that's what happened. And in here, I didn't want steak, and we had steak in the freezer, and I didn't feel like going downstairs to get a piece of steak for myself. Plus, I wouldn't have been able to eat it all. Anyway, I'm making another chicken breast for me to eat. So it's been in here, just frozen from frozen, with the meat juices from the steak and the seasonings. And now it's time to flip it. Ooh, be careful. So it's going to have all the steak juices and seasonings. I actually didn't season it, but that's okay. This is my steak sauce. I wish I could remember how I made it. But I know that there is Dr. Pepper that I boiled down. Did you know Dr. Pepper turns clear when you boil it down? If you didn't, now you know. And then I put in Worcestershire, and I think I put a little bit of barbecue sauce. I don't remember what I put in there, but whatever I put in there, I know I put steak seasoning in it. It was is it in here? It's like one of those smokehouse somethings. Like yeah, smokehouse maple. I put that in there. You know, boiled it all together, put it in that thing, which used to hold maple syrup. Yeah, so it's good. And that's all I gotta say. Ta-da! Here's my chicken steak. I almost started eating it. I know it looks burnt, but it's not, I'm telling you. Look at the inside. It's nice and juicy in there. It is. You can't tell from the outside. Listen to that. It's going to be crunchy. Oh, hot. You know what, though? Let's put some, excuse me, steak sauce on my chicken. This steak sauce will be good on everything. And put on my potato too. Why not? Why the hell not? There we go. Okay, so it's a piece of hot. Wow, blurry.
Thank you for cooking something.
You're welcome. Here's steak sauce, potato fixins, all that.
Nice.
Oh. That sauce is even good on chicken. I have to figure out how I made it. Alright. Good stuff.
Fuel economy ever so very much slightly. Probably not enough to be consequential for most consumers. In my opinion, of course. That's not reality. I'm not an engineer, but that's just kind of how I see it. So, alright guys, hope you enjoyed this short little video about overdrive alternators. I enjoyed making this video for you guys. Let me know what you think about the situation down in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys for watching, and most importantly, have yourself a fantastic day. See you guys later. New video in a Vortex Suburban, in a 5.3 dual battery, overdrive alternator in a transmission.
Carbon capture for heavy industry. Let's deliver.
Old Spice shampoo smells great and helps keep your hair thick and healthy looking.
Hello there, everybody. Good day to you. Welcome back. We return to, I don't know if to call this part 2 or part 2.5 or part 3 on this 1995 Ford F-150 with the 300 straight 6 and a manual transmission. The reason I say part 2.5 or part 3 is because the first video on this truck ran actually a little long, and I split that into 2 videos. The second one of which could be viewed at the end of the first video, which I will leave links to those down in this video's description in case you did not get the chance to see those or would like to go back in time and take a look. Anyway, we left off on this truck in the middle of this drive shaft rebuild. We had one of these U-joints explode near me. All the needle bearings came out of it, and the shaft was flopping around everywhere. I found that after the fact because this truck actually came in for a clutch. Anyway, I digress. We have one of the...
Hi, good evening. It's 9:51. Time for bed. If you want to know how long it took me to delete all chat messages from Facebook that I had that were inactive, it was roughly one Die Hard movie. I wanted to watch Die Hard, but they only had I think it was the third one. What was it? The one with the computer people. Whatever one that one, I think it was the third one. I don't know. Either way, they only had that one on Max, on HBO Max. So I watched that. I put that on, and I went through my phone, my Facebook chat, and I deleted all of the Facebook. Some of them got archived by accident, and I think I have to go actually on the computer to delete those ones, but I don't care. So yeah, I did. That's what happened. I deleted there were a lot of like Facebook user accounts, which means like old accounts that people deleted, or they that they deleted. So I got those all deleted. It's cleared up. I think I have like 6 active chats that I'm in regularly. So hooray for me. So my supervisor says, since I'm still quarantining until Thursday I have regular in-office. So I have in-office hours Tuesday and Thursday, and then home hours obviously Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But since I'm still quarantining, she wants me to work my home hours on Tuesday. So that's good for me. It's just a half an hour later than usual. My neighbor is elderly, and she must have seen my office light on or something, my room light on. She's knocking on the door. I'm on the phone working. She knocked on my front door. She pounds on my front door. Then she goes to my side door and starts pounding on there. So I had to tell my person I was on the phone with, I said, okay, can you hold on for just a moment? My neighbor, somebody's pounding on my door. And so they understood. She's elderly, maybe it was an emergency. I don't know. It was not. She wanted to ask me what the estimate was on my roof repair. What is in my teeth? What is that? What is that? I'm bleeding? What is that? Oh my gosh. I can't get it. Okay, I'll just brush my teeth when I'm done peeing. Going on the patio here. Anyway, so I'm like wearing my headset. So I'm like, I don't really know how much she wanted to know what the estimate was. I'm like, okay, well, this is what my insurance estimated, and she's talking about hers is like $10,000 or something. I'm like, oh. I mean, she obviously must have had more damage than I did. Regardless, I'm like, okay, well, I am working right now. So I actually have to get back to work. She's like, oh, okay. So I get back to work. Thank you. I'm like, you're welcome. See you later. Elder people, I'm sorry that you get lonely. Okay, well, anyways. That's all I gotta say. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so I will see you tomorrow, and have a great night. Toodles.
I need.